And with one of our headline-making stories, up next is Action TV. Yesterday, Action TV revealed the response of the President of the National Child Protection Authority, or NCPA, to a letter dated the 29th of November 2010, through which the Northern Province Commissioner of Probation and Child Protection Services made a request of her with regard to a boys' home in Atambagaskada, Vaunia, where he claimed that boys were being subject to sexual abuse. The President of the NCPA informs the Provincial Commissioner of Probation and Child Protection Services that she and a group of NCPA officers had visited the home on the 27th of December 2010 and found no evidence that there was abuse taking place at this boys' home. However, on the 12th of this month, more than 2 years later, the NCPA was made to take over custody of a 9-year-old boy from this home who had been subject to sexual abuse over a lengthy period of time and had injuries on his body which proved such abuse. The NCPA was made to take over custody of this boy after the Judicial Medical Officer, or JMO, of Vaunia affirmed that the boy had been repeatedly sexually abused. Given the severity of this incident, it was the immediate responsibility of the NCPA to take over the custody of all the other boys at this home and conduct inquiries into whether they had suffered similar abuse. The NCPA took 3 days to do so. 22 boys at the home between the ages of 7 and 18 were subsequently taken into the custody of the NCPA on the 15th of October. The administration of this boys' home has not provided any information to the Vaunia Probation Office as to how many children were residing there. However, in 2011 and 2012, the administration of the boys' home, noting that it had 84 children one year and 67 children the next, obtained grants from the World Food Programme via the Vaunia South Divisional Secretariat. Given that there were only 22 children at the home when the NCPA took over their custody on the 15th, it is possible that in the 3 days between the NCPA's visits, a number of boys could have either fled the home or been evicted by the administration of the home. From time to time, the Northern Province Department of Probation and Child Protection Services has informed senior authorities that although the boys' home in question is registered with the department, the administration of the home did not follow their instructions and had not allowed them access to conduct inspections. The distasteful treatment that can only be classified as a crime that a 9-year-old boy was the victim of proves sheer negligence and raises questions regarding the attitude of senior authorities. Given that the NCPA has now taken over the custody of the remaining children at the home, subsequent inquiries will prove if the other boys were also victims of similar crimes. However, can the continued failure to apprehend and arrest those responsible for the crime be approved of by any means? Secretary to the Ministry of Child Development and Women's Affairs, this is over to you.
The Commonwealth Rally, organised ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, reached Balangoda today.
Now, the rally, which completed day 20 of its cross-country journey today, continues to receive a warm response from the public. The 2013 Chogam Rally commenced today's leg of the journey from the city of Ratnapura, renowned the world over for its precious stones. An event was organised under the auspices of Sabaragamu Province Minister Ranjit Bandar this morning to bid farewell to the 2013 Chogam Rally. The national flag of Samoa was hoisted at this event on the main float of the procession, which is flying the national flags of the Commonwealth member nations. The procession then commenced the onward journey with warm wishes from the crowd that had gathered. We see this instance where the Sirasa Media Network has united with Sri Lanka youth and is taking this message across the country as an instance where the media has carried out its duty. We are extremely happy as Sri Lanka youth to be able to join with the MTV and MBC media networks in this endeavour. En route, an event to welcome the Chogam Rally was organised in Palmadulla under the auspices of Sabaragamu Provincial Minister Atula Kumara Rahubadda. Sri Lanka mage maubimai, Sri Lanka ape maura. The national flag of the Seychelles was raised on the main flagstaff at this event. The procession then recommenced the journey to Balangoda.
Sri Lanka land, the land of our fathers and pride.
The Chogam rally reached Balangoda this evening, where it received a raucous welcome. Tomorrow, on day 21 of the journey across the island, the 2013 Chogam rally will travel from Balangoda to Bandarwela.
Forever a dream.
On to some news from the courts. The Supreme Court concluded hearings on the fundamental rights petition that was filed pertaining to the housing problem of residents of over 500 homes which are to be taken over by an Indian company for a housing project on a 7-acre plot of land in Slave Island.
The case was taken up before Chief Justice Mohan Peris and Justices Eva Vanasundara and Satya Hettige.
Parliamentarian Attorney-at-Law Sujiva Senasinghe appeared on behalf of all the petitioners together with attorneys Paran Kasim and Tharaka Jayaratne. A decision on the petition was reached after court arrived at an agreement as per the request of the petitioners regarding several issues between the two parties in question. Here, an agreement was reached to provide a house to the area residents on the plot of land after construction on the housing project is complete. It was also agreed to pay the monthly rent to the aggrieved party based on the size of their initial homes until construction work on the new houses are complete. Those who do not want a house can, according to the Land Acquisition Act, obtain a compensation by taking into consideration the size of their original homes, or if they opt out of receiving the compensation, they could opt for a house. It was agreed that occupants of the houses in question should vacate their homes on or before the 1st of December this year. Court stated that although construction work on the housing project is scheduled to be completed in 2 years, agreements on the rent will be in effect even in case of a delay in concluding construction work. Court also ordered that the project be completed within 3 years. It was also ordered that the addresses of residents and owners remain the same for schooling purposes and also remain the same in the voters list. The rights of these people should be protected when they are vacated from this area by December. I believe a lot of work was done for over a period of 2 to 3 years. We did not allow them to spend a cent for anything. Sometimes they did not even come to meet us and we had to force them to come to courts. These people are not very educated. The people who live in this area are poor. The only difference here is the land. These people own the land. They were not forced to live here. People have a slight doubt as to whether they will receive houses here. We have always maintained, even during the planning stages of the project, that the residents of Slave Island will be given houses in the same plot of land in Slave Island. The Supreme Court too gave us a clear declaration on the matter. News First, your reporter Nimal Ilangakon from Dubai filed this report today. At about 5:30 local time last evening, a vehicle caught fire on an expressway in the city of Dubai. 2 persons were injured in the incident. Investigations into the incident are currently underway.
New reporter Nimal Ilankon, Dubai Nagare Sita.
On this first tonight, Minister Partali Champika Ranawaka says that if Sri Lanka is to achieve the targeted rapid economic growth, then there must be an increase in efficiency and productivity.
That's right. Speaking at an event held in Colombo, the Minister Ranawaka noted that innovation has now become the driving force of economic growth and said that space technology must be adopted in all spheres of development activity.
A summit on the use of space technology in national development was held in Colombo today. Speaking at the event, Minister of Technology, Research and Atomic Energy, Partali Champika Ranawaka, noted that the use of space technology in Sri Lanka is still in its early stages.
Reaping the optimal benefits of space technology applications in enhancing the efficiency, effectiveness and productivity of various spheres of development activity requires building the critical mass of human resources with requisite competence in technology, the physical resource such as access to satellite data, software and application programs, and above all, accordance of the priority that it deserves in the process of formulation of the organizational strategies and programs in our respective organizations.
On to some sports news now. Director General of Sports Ranjani Jayakodi says that a final decision on dissolving 4 sports interim committees and calling for fresh elections will be taken after the 27th of this month.
She made this statement in response to inquiries made by Sports First on why there is a delay in holding fresh elections.
The Minister of Sports issued a gazette notification on the 7th of this month, vesting powers in the Director General of Sports to dissolve the interim committee for gymnastics, shooting, bodybuilding and cycling, and to call for fresh elections. Sports First inquired from the Director General of Sports today as to why there is a delay in conducting elections as per the gazette. The Director General of Sports in response said the documents required to conduct elections are still being prepared. Meanwhile, Secretary of the National Olympic Committee Maxwell De Silva, following an inquiry made by Sports First, said that national sports associations governed by interim committees will not be granted voting powers at the next Olympic election. Accordingly, if officials are appointed through an election for gymnastics, shooting and cycling, which are incidentally Olympic sports, they could exercise their mandate at the next Olympic election. A decision is yet to be taken on dissolving the interim committee set up for handball, which is also an Olympic sport. The Director General of Sports said that this was due to an ongoing court case.
With that, we wrap up Primetime News. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
And I'm Nadim Majid. Before we go, just a reminder that the toll rates for the new Colombo-Katunayake Expressway have been announced. You can view these rates by logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. We leave you tonight with a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. Have a good night. Rainy weather conditions were experienced in numerous parts of the island as a result of the low pressure system.
News First at 9.
Hotline 0